I've mentioned it before, I'll doubtless mention it again, but it never ceases to impress me how the scriptures speak to our modern age. This is Refugee Week, and the first reading speaks clearly of people's right to a home. The account of Naboth and King Ahab is more than an account of how one wants to buy land from the other. The buying and selling of land as an asset was fine. But as we're reminded in this text, this is Naboth's ancestral land. It seems that this is the land that he has inherited. This is a birthright, and the society of the time recognized the importance of land to a family, the land handed from one generation to the next, and the law had been shaped to make sure that you could protect those rights. And a good example, if you fell on hard time and had to sell your family land cheaply, then you had the right to buy it back later at the same low price. That real sense that everything was being done to make sure that you could retain that link to your land. Even the rules about marriage, especially when a daughter had inherited, were designed to make sure that the land remained in the family. Of course, human enterprise can always find a way round. There is a document been uncovered, an ancient record, that shows that one man had hundreds of families. It turned out, when they analysed the text more carefully, that he was something of an estate agent. He had had himself legally adopted by numerous families so that when he bought and sold the land, it would remain legally within the same clan. So the reading raises more than the issue of the ownership of the land. That real sense of a right to a homeland, and how evil it is when someone moves against you to take that right away. In this Refugee Week, we're invited to keep in our thoughts and in our prayers those who have been forced from their homeland by persecution or by war or by famine or whatever the reason may be. We found ourselves, as we listened to that first reading, crying out for justice for the plight of Naboth. How much now should we cry out for justice on behalf of our sisters and brothers who find themselves in the modern equivalent? And the readings of morning prayer perhaps make it even more personal experience for us. The psalmist voiced our thoughts and our feelings as we prayed, "They are happy who dwell in your house, Lord." As people who've been evicted by the virus from the house of the Lord, our home, our inheritance, we give thanks that this day the doors will begin to open again. And in this Refugee Week, we pray for all those for whom the search for a home continues. Perhaps we particularly reflect on those words of the gospel, that if someone needs you to go 1 mile with them, go 2. That sense of our responsibility to help share what we have with those who have not. We pray for a moment that we will always act in justice, that more we will always act with that Christian generosity. We pray for all those who find themselves denied a home.